Welcome back. Over the last couple of weeks, we have been talking about identifying toxic relationships. We've been looking out of Proverbs chapter 20, and I've been sharing with you this acronym MAD GAS that describes 6 different sinful, toxic, poisonous relationship habits that you don't want to have yourself and you don't want to be connected to. So that's the manipulator, the addict, the deceiver, the gossip, the arguer, and the slug. And I told you if you come back, I'm going to help you. If you notice that your relationships are characterized by these things, what do you do? So I'm going to share one thing today. I'm going to share another thing tomorrow. And then finally, a third desperation measure on Friday. So if you notice that your relationships are just characterized by these kind of toxic trends, manipulation, deception, arguing, gossip, these different things, I want you to remember something. The proverb says, he who walks with the wise becomes wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm. So you want to be careful that your core people are not described by these things. But I understand that sometimes you, especially in your school age years, you don't have complete control over being able to fully separate from certain friends, certain associates, certain people. Maybe you live in an area where there's just not that many people, or maybe you go to a school where there's just not that many people, or maybe because of your church environment or your family environment, you're going to have to be around people that have these characteristics. And so the question is, what can you do? Now, first, I would just encourage you, sometimes you just have to have an honest relationship or an honest conversation in the relationship. You need to, if it's a group of friends or if it's a single friend, you might just be able to say, hey, I've been looking at my own life and I see that these are some characteristics that I have, and I realize that they're poisonous and I don't want to be them, but also I don't want to be a part of a group that's known for this. And so can we help keep each other accountable in there? So first off, I think a great pathway to take is take personal ownership, personal accountability, and to the degree that you've been involved, own it, and then ask for mutual accountability to not be it. But the other thing is sometimes what you can do is you can diversify. Maybe you can't completely separate yourself from a group of friends, but you can diversify your friend groups. You don't have to spend all of your time with this particular set of friends if the relationships are genuinely toxic. So, and that's a beautiful thing, is sometimes if you will commit to spending time with other friend groups, and it may take you a little time to get into them, to know them, you'll realize that not everybody acts the same way, that you actually find more freedom and joy and safety in a different friend group. So my question to you today is, if you find yourself with a group of friends and you see some of this toxic behavior, have you owned your part, number one? And number two, have you had a conversation with them about, hey, can we not be this way? And then the other is, can you look around? Are there other groups of friends that you can diversify with so that all of your time is not with these people? It's kind of like, I mean, maybe it's a bad example, but, I love Doritos and I love ice cream. And as much as I want to give them up, like I haven't been able to give them up yet. So what I have to do is I have to prioritize putting healthy things in my body first. Before I go to Doritos, breakfast can't be ice cream sprinkled with Doritos on top, although that sounds magical, but I can't do it. It's not good for me. So breakfast is going to be oats, or it's going to be a smoothie. Lunch is going to be some grilled chicken or a salad or something healthy. I need to intentionally put good things in me. And sometimes you need to intentionally put yourself in, maybe they're awkward, but different groups of people, because that will feed your soul in a different way. That also lowers the amount of time available to spend with these toxic people. Sometimes getting involved in a sport or an extracurricular activity or something like that can help. Sometimes switching a class or two, or just sitting in a different area in class will help that out. So before you abandon ship completely, if the friendships aren't horrible, but they're not the best for you, sometimes diversifying your friendships is a good strategy, because he who walks with the wise becomes wise, and a companion of fools suffers harm. So as we finish out today, I just encourage you, look at your friendships, look at the potential friendships that you might have, like completely different friend groups. Are there ones that you have an opportunity to spend time with, not totally abandoning your other friends, but spend time with, because that will help feed your soul and reduce the poisons and give you just a relief from some of these bad behaviors. So consider that, and tomorrow we'll talk about another strategy.